Okie, and we are alive and kicking. Everything is running. Doing a big new test of our systems today. We have a new live streaming platform that is up and running, and I'm just waiting for a few last minute people coming in via Zoom today, because this machine is now streaming everything live to our own live player. By the way, if you ever want to catch up and you can't make it live, you can watch any of the replays at cafe.magnumvault.com/live. That is where everything is up and running. And I want to confirm that it's all running nicely. Let's have a quick look to make sure that it's up and running on YouTube. And YouTube does not seem to be pushing the live stream through. So let me notify my workers that it's happening here. YouTube still seems to be hooked, waiting for Anrik Blatt, that's me, and it is not pushing the live stream yet, so it seems to be waiting for an interaction. I tell you, the most difficult platform that I've found has been actually LinkedIn. LinkedIn has got some really stroppy, old-fashioned stuff. They don't play nicely with others, and I am going to be testing that a new solution to that next week. But let's get to today's discussion. Everybody, welcome. We are spread across 3 different Zoom rooms today, and that is on purpose because I run this in our live studio here, and we tend to separate people into different Zoom rooms by their classification, by their VIP status. Clients, VIPs go right here on my screen, so I can always see them. New entries go onto this screen, which can hold about 50 participants over here. And then down below, I have 2 screens that show the rest of the galleries in Zoom Room 3. So those are basically essentially filtering through, and I don't know what's the right word for it, but essentially my platform takes the participants every 45 seconds and refreshes next page, next page, next page. So clients, VIPs, new entries that I've never met before stay right up here, up close and personal, left and right of the camera. And the rest of the galleries, including the people who do not have their cameras on, are basically scrolling through down below. So that allows me to essentially stay within eye contact with about 500 people in the studio alone. The studio is designed to run by myself, so I can from here click to any kind of entrance. For example, if I'm entering the cafe, it mutes my own audio during the entrance, plays a little entrance or an exit. I can do applause from here, or if somebody like me says something stupid. So basically the whole studio is designed to run independently by one person, take the Zoom meeting and stream it out to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our own dedicated replayer. So that's the studio setup. And from here, I want to take you to a quick little journey into the Magnum Vault Pass. This is our MVP product, but it's our community. This is essentially where we serve our clients inside a secure, password protected setup. So the discussion for today, I think, is actually a very important one, because if you take 0 and you multiply it by 1,000, what do you get? That's right, 0. And that's where people are using AI wrong. They're going to ChatGPT, they're going to Claude, they're going to Gemini, they're going to Grok, and they are basically having their AI assistant now generate content, write their letters, write their DMs. And guess what? I don't even need my AI filter to tell me that it was written by AI. I can actually just see it. There are repeated patterns, obviously the frequent use of M dashes, but also the way it writes, the way it builds things, the way it always uses the same type of lines, the way it builds posts. It's such a telltale, it's so predictable, and it's basically being caught by the spam filters, AI filters of each platform. And I've noticed that even with my own LinkedIn content, because all of my LinkedIn content is auto-generated by my machines, these machines that are behind me. So even though they are authentic, they are real, they are things that I have written, that I have said, that are being essentially duplicated, they are in some way published by AI. So the thing that triggered the question this morning was a DM exchange with a friend of mine who is just a rock star in the yachting industry. And he sent me a little note. Let me pull it up and actually read the note verbatim, where he says, "Good morning, Anrik. Hope this message finds you well. Not sure if you have received an email from me, but if you do, please ignore it, since our IT team was trying out some new features." So then I replied, "That's cool with me because I don't read emails anyway. I literally never ever go in there. So unless my AI pings me a private message that there is something it can't answer, I will not see it. So no worries there." He replies, "Ha ha ha, my man. Now you challenge my AI to win over the attention of yours. Have a great Friday, my friend." So that actually triggered my LinkedIn post this morning, because it's so true. All of us are using tools, are using emails, are using DMs, are using spam filters, are using electronic tools provided by Google, by Apple, by Microsoft. Our email campaigns are pushed out by a Weber. Just my brain is blanking out on all of the names of the guys, that are producing emails, marketing, Go High Level, you name it, ClickFunnels. All of these tools are now embedded with AI. Well, guess what? So is Google. Most people are running on either a Microsoft, a Google Gmail, or an Apple email account. I mean, that's literally 80, 90% of the world right there. Well, those tools have AI embedded to filter your messages. Pull out the spam, pull out the AI-generated crap, and blah, 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 and try and bring you your actual messages. So here is the dilemma. We now have AI on one side writing DMs, outreach, marketing emails, follow-up emails, blah, 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 being sent to another AI agent sitting in the red corner. So now, basically, my AI needs to talk to your AI to get through so that you get to see the message. And therein lies the problem, because now we have the machines deciding what you may read and what you may not read. And when your content is created by AI and you have not created the proper tools, it will not get through it. It will just be seen as AI-generated stuff, and therefore it will be filtered accordingly. So here's what we do. And I think we're onto something. We really are onto something very, very special. And I actually think it's a really big moat because as I started this conversation, zero multiplied by 1,000 is still zero. Zero multiplied by a billion, well, guess what? It's still zero. And this is where people are going wrong. They're using AI to enhance, to do their outreach, to create wonderful copy, create email posts, create LinkedIn DMs, blah, 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 and so on. And it's AI talking to AI. What we do very differently is that we spend a lot of time with our clients right here. First of all, step one is Ignis. Ignis is the identity extraction engine that runs through almost everything that we do. So let me move my noggins out the way here and stay with you. I'm gonna be down here in the corner talking about this because the problem that we're hitting is that most AI content really fails for one reason. It has nothing real to work with. Generic prompts produce generic words. And sure, everyone's told you, you've got to build up a profile, you've got to do this, do that, do that. But I don't think it's good enough. It's not deep enough. And the machine just never doesn't know who you are in the first place. So we started our clients with this Ignis identity extraction. And this is a very structured extraction of everything that makes you, you. All the gold, all the scars, all the learning experiences, everything like that, the learning curves, the crucible moments, the epiphanies, your vision, your fears, all of these things that come out naturally and raw when nobody's editing you or watching you. And we used to do this in person, and it took us a week with our VIP clients. And it gets complicated because when humans are talking to humans, well, then the ego gets involved, then positioning gets involved. And, we really work with entrepreneurs in the latter half of their lives. We don't really work with the, 12-year-old founder bros that want a shortcut. We work with real entrepreneurs who've built real things and have important things left to do. So their identity is very often crusted with decades of marketing bullshit, positioning, branding, all of these things of how they've been taught to show up. And it's very hard as an individual person to break through that crust. But we found that our AI assistant does it remarkably well. And almost everyone that's gone through this process has ended up in tears because it goes so deep into who you were, who you are, who you thought you would be before the world told you what to think and say and how to react and play. And very often it touches on some nerves that people haven't looked at for decades. So that extraction really works as follows. Let me scroll up from here a little bit. So the interview happens first. Then the second part is that we then upload all of your materials, your LinkedIn stuff, any speeches you've given, any presentations, because we need to learn how you think, how you speak, but also how you write. Then it produces your strategy, where it essentially creates a digital brain, your digital voice, your style, and does a full build of your documents, your initial documents, so that we can actually see, did we nail this interview? That then goes to step 4 and produces your initial content, as you'll see from here. So that's your first 20 LinkedIn posts, signature stories, bios, emails, DMs, even funnel copy, all written in your voice. Because this is the test. If those 20 LinkedIn posts don't nail your message, are not comfortable, are not things that you would say, write, or do, well, then you got to go back and edit it, right? So then from here, we go into building your AI identity. And that is really quite an important step because now we actually have a digital vault of what you are. So all things from there onwards are based on this AI identity. And you can export that, you can upload it to your chat GPT, to your Grok, you can give it to your assistants or whatever. You now have a fully three-dimensional, authentic vault of your words, your thoughts, your identity, your stories, because that pushes into the story selling toolkit. Now, the story selling toolkit is an amazing process because this toolkit, okay, delivers you these tools. Okay, I think there's 11 of them from memory, 10 here. It's your escalator pitch, which is the 30-second introduction. The escalator pitch basically is your opening that gives you, earns you the right for your pitch to story bridge, right? 2 to 3 sentences that connect your quick pitch to your full story, because you need to earn the right. Let me just turn this AC off. 1 second. So apologies for that. So from there, you earn the right to tell your signature story trinity, right? So that is a 3-minute story told in 3 parts. Your origin story that then via part 2 of your epiphany bridge delivers your vision story. This is some of the most important work because we as humans, we tell stories so that people feel something, so that they will do something. If you don't get the order right and it's, I know you've been there before where you're at a bar and somebody's telling you their life story and they just will not shut up. And you just want to shoot yourself, right? But that might be a very, very interesting person. They have just not been trained in story delivery. And even introverts like me learn this. It is a skill that you can learn. It is a process, and AI can help you with this tremendously. But the important work has to be done by you first. So that's why we build this. From there, we go to a validation story. Minto executive briefs, ABT compression kits are super handy. But therefore, you can answer any objection to anything that comes up with that. Builds your story brand, then your what, so what, now what template. It actually goes into Kurt Vonnegut's story arcs. I mean, if ever you've seen any movie, any Russell Crowe movie, any Ridley Scott movie, they will follow a recognized Kurt Vonnegut story arc of Man in the Hole, Cinderella story. This is proven science. All it needs is your authentic content behind it. And it basically builds a story bank arsenal for you and even builds an objection story kit. So that is the idea of the Ignis protocol. And it is such a powerful tool because that allows you to now create this base from which you can go to the second step. And the second step that we do with our clients is take them through a zone of genius amplifier. Because so many of us have been successful and we were great at something that got us here. But that is not the thing that's going to take you all the way to where you need to go and where you want to go. And we are covered in layers and layers and layers of things that we do that we might be good at, that we might be great at, or God forbid that we actually suck at, but they're taking 80% of our day. So we now know who you are and we run you through this zone of genius amplifier. And it is a groundbreaking, revolutionary process once it fires, because most entrepreneurs did not design their careers, their industries, their businesses properly from the beginning. All of us basically have tripped into our careers, into our jobs. Somebody opened the door for you. Somebody rejected you. You needed the money. You took a job here. You studied this thing that led you there. It's basically a comedy of errors that have led to your life right now. And guess what? We have worked extremely hard to be successful at that. But this is not necessarily your zone of genius and what you've designed. So we have found that, again, using tools that we have learned over 35 years of building multi-billion-dollar businesses and working with thousands of entrepreneurs all over the world, that there are things that work, there are things that don't work. All you have to do is model the things that work. This is one of those. This really works, right? So that is step two. And then from here, now it starts getting fun, because as an entrepreneur, we're very much driven and running in our heads, okay? And our heads are very important to what we're doing. So we have really built a very powerful protocol for this, and we call it integer animos, magnum opus. It's the whole spirit of you begins your great work, because your head sets the targets and chases these numbers, but your heart very often wants something older, something deeper, something much harder to name. But it's your habits that fail you. And if you do not get your heart, your head, and your habits all facing in the same direction, that's where you struggle. And almost every entrepreneur, every business owner that we work with struggles here, because they are not consciously aware of that their heart, their head, and their habits are not facing in the right direction for enough periods of the day. And this is how we are using AI to scale, to leverage, to amplify what's at the core. And that is your absolutely unique and authentic identity. So this is how we have done this. This is how we've built it. And the results that we're getting are just absolutely spectacular. So let me see, I got a few more minutes. I can probably show you one or two more tools in here. So from here, we go into a very dedicated process that Laura Louise actually originally coined. And that is to design and create your authentic character flywheel, because now we have your stories, we have your history, we have your kintsugi moments, we have your epiphany bridge, we have your vision, we have all of these things. But you can arrange them in a very scientifically proven method, with outer rings all the way to inner rings, that provide a golden thread to your right fit client, investor, and partner, allowing them to pull on a thread that leads them through your journey. And it's a marvelous piece of engineering, because it allows your right fit person, whether it's a prospect, client, an investor, a future partner, to actually pull at an authentic golden thread of you, of your history, of your origin, via your experiences, via your career, via your epiphany, through your hero's journey, to go right to the core of your through line. And once they tug on that string, all you have to do is use AI, use leverage, use amplifiers to pull them in, and closer. And without doing this exercise, we find that most entrepreneurs waste about 90% of their life, their time, and their budgets on barking up the wrong trees, attracting the wrong people, attracting the wrong investors, and all of it is essentially built in here. So the way that we've done this is that essentially you're trying to connect your authentic character with your right fit client, and there are common threads. Let's nail them. Let's institutionalize them. Let's build them. Because now you can create content, you can create DMs, you can create emails, you can create funnels that actually speak the right language to the right person without you losing your soul in the process. This is how you use AI and leverage it. Okay, back to the diagram. So you can see how this all builds from one to the next to the next. And then for those clients who've been with us for more than 6 months, we go through a much deeper process called the Opus Citadel, where we now get into the real work of your magnum opus. What is the thing that you still want to ship? So Don't let this fool you. This is not 7 questions. It's 7 categories of questions that just go deeper and deeper and deeper into who you are, where you come from, where you're going, and you see that mine is already done, and it leads to the next step, okay? And the next step after this is to say, okay, how are you now showing up? How are you showing up? How is the world seeing you? And it runs through the Maven matrix before we take the process of an ikigai process. This is a little deep for today, but I'll give you a quick demo of it, because as humans, we need to really focus on this very, very carefully so that you are absolutely clear what you love doing, what you're good at, what the world actually needs, and of course, right here, what you can get paid for. So this tool reads everything. It has access to your vault, and it can really understand all of your businesses, your struggles, your clients. It knows everything, all the work that you've ever done, including, by the way, the interaction with our chatbot here, who is way more than a chatbot. This is a golden retriever that has been trained in Laura Louise and my entire teaching philosophy, every transcript, every book, everything. It understands the vault, but it can read your encrypted identity. So when you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you need to prepare for a keynote speech, or you're struggling with social content, or you're trying to figure out how to really nail something, it's connecting everything that's in here, from compliance to due diligence to marketing. It has all of the frameworks, it has access to all of the tools in the vault, but it knows you. So now it can actually integrate and give you the exact specific advice, because Anrik might not be around at 2 o'clock in the morning to answer your call. So it is a brilliant piece of engineering and works incredibly well. And again, a very good rundown of how to use AI to amplify you. And then last but not least, all of this feeds into the Magnum Opus planning system. This is a planning system that we built for ourselves, because if you're not putting these things into your calendar, it's going to fail, because you can have all the best intentions in the world. If it ain't in your calendar, you have a problem. And that's where the world has gone so incredibly well, because we can now integrate all of this into a planning system. Because something interesting happened, I know, just look, if I look around me here, there are 14 different computers here, there are phones, there are iPads, all of these electronic tools, and guess what? They have created this wonderfully efficient way for other people's monkeys to get on your back. Every Zoom call, every webinar, all these calendar invites, all these funnels, all these things that you click on, click, 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 they all go in your calendar. And then we are now so accessible, right? So you got email, you got text, you got WhatsApp, you got DMs from every different platform, and it's like ping, 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 ping. But what we've done, and hear me on this, we've given the world direct access to our microphone. So be careful who you let speak into your microphone and whether the record button is on, okay? The cost, the opportunity cost of all of this great technology is that your Magnum Opus, that thing, that big thing that you want to ship, that makes your life on this planet worthwhile and fulfills you, is being left somewhere behind, sitting on a shelf, sitting in a dream, sitting in a bucket somewhere. And everybody else's monkeys are so efficiently on your calendar. So that's why we built the Magnum Opus planning system, to really drill down, focus on what is it that you actually want to build? What do you really, really, really want? Then we break that down because, you know, the old joke of how do you eat an elephant? Well, carefully, one bite at a time. But we break down that magnum opus into 3, 4 big bodacious goals for the year. Then we break those down into projects. Those projects are broken down into tasks, and boom, they go onto your calendar first before other people's monkeys get a chance. So this is literally a show and tell of about 25% of the vault. What's in here that you haven't seen is that every single program that we've ever done, every live event, every video, every recording, all of that is in here, Netflix style. Every possible tool that you can imagine that you might need as an entrepreneur is in the vault as well. This is, again, here we're using AI to leverage, amplify your existing identity and your existing vision. Because we realize so many entrepreneurs will go through our training, will go through our teaching, will go through our consulting, but they don't know how to do it, how to implement it. And I'm like, no more excuses. If you need something, I will build it for you and it will be in there. I mean, everything from social media content, your identity work, outreach, you need to do videos, you need to do DMs, you need to optimize your LinkedIn profile, you need to prepare for a podcast, you need to write a speech, you need search engine, AEO, GEO, super tools, you need to get your emails delivered, you need to get AI talking, thinking like you. Even right now, we're training AI avatars because you can't be everywhere at once. So like right here, let me get out the way quickly. We're building AI
Welcome to
avatars.
The Vault. It is our privilege to serve you on your journey to create life and business on your terms.
So literally, I can now create AI avatars doing video and voice. So if I need Laura Louise to narrate something, it's done. It's in your voice. You can really do it. So basically, I mean, everything you can possibly want, including any of our books that we've written, any of our favorite authors that have been extrapolated and pulled out to help you attract your right fit client, your right fit partners, and go deeper. Every intensive program, you name it, you can literally get it all in the vault, because that's what we decided to do, is put everything we do into the MVP, which is essentially our magnum opus, to help our MVPs build, ship, create, and monetize their magnum opus. So that's how we're doing it. And I hope you have enjoyed this show and tell of today. It was certainly very unstructured and spontaneous, but this is a very, very realistic view of the way the vault stands right now. Every week, 3 or 4 new tools, new breakthroughs, new things are being shipped to it. Anytime a client of ours says, hey, listen, I'm struggling with this, I go, I know just how to fix that. We have people, we have workers, we have agents that can build this and build this for you properly, because this AI wave, as Elon calls it, is a supersonic tsunami. It is coming. It is already here. There is nothing that you will use, that you will touch inside the next few months, that is not going to be somehow using AI. And you can either be a dumbass consumer in the back of it paying fees, or you can be on the front of that wave using it to magnify your business, to magnify your life, save your time, elevate your status, reach your right fit clients, help you build your business, build your life, so that you can have life and business on your terms, which is our through line, so that you can do what you want, when you want, with whomever you so please, from wherever you want. That to me is true freedom. And I thank you for your time today. Hopefully you found this interesting. If you want to go a little bit deeper, I can provide a link down below for you to book a call and come and have a call with us. Otherwise, pop into the Magnum Cafe where we have spontaneous discussions like this. It's been really, really good seeing everybody today. I unfortunately have to run right now. I'm a little over time, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today.